Hello duelists, Rustmarrow here, and today I want to introduce some epic news to you guys. 5 epic dragons from Yu-Gi-Oh! History will be remade into new forms. Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon will be turned into a Link monster, Trishula into a Fusion monster, Judgment Dragon into Synchro, Dark Arm Dragon into Xyz, and Chaos Emperor Dragon into Pendulum. The new Darkness Metal will be packaged together with this month's issue of Japan's V-Jump magazine, while the other 4 will be put together in a special pack called 20th Anniversary Collection Dragons and will be given to V-Jump subscribers in Japan. Now before we get into their effects, I want you guys to just take a moment and look at how awesome these cards look with their brand new artworks. I definitely want to add them to my collection. First we have the Link representative, the Dark Metal Dragon, Darkness Metal. It's unique in that its Link materials require you to use monsters of the same type and attribute. Its main effect allows you to recycle monsters from the graveyard or banish monsters in order to use them as beaters, although they'll be in defense position so you'll have to wait a turn before they can attack, or quickly gather materials to fill up its Link zones with powerful Synchro, Xyz or Fusion monsters. In the V-Jump reveal video, an example deck they used to easily summon Darkness Metal was the recently released Lair of Darkness structure deck, which mainly contains Dark Attribute Fiends. Next, we have the Ice Hell Dragon Trishula. Looking at its #1 triple banishing effect, it's evidently much less devastating than the original Trishula. However, because it's possible to summon this new Trishula without polymerization, it can be said that this new Trishula is more versatile and will be able to be used in a larger variety of decks compared to the old one. Depending on your deck, getting 3 dragons with different names can be fairly easy as well. It's funny because if your opponent runs the old Trishula, you can get rid of that threat by summoning the new one first and banishing your opponent's Trishula from their extra deck, since the old one is limited to 1 copy. Third, we have the Searing Heaven Dragon Judgment. Similar to the Trishula we just saw, this new Judgment seems to be made intentionally to be more usable in a variety of decks rather than just Light Sworn. While the original Judgment has a 4 or more Light Swans condition to summon, this new Judgment changes that condition to 4 or more tuners to activate its effect instead. But of course, as a Synchro monster, this new Judgment is somewhat more difficult to summon than the old one, especially with the same attribute limitation for its materials. Fourth, we have the Strike Destruction Dragon Dark Arm. I don't think there's much to say about this one. It's very similar to the old Dark Arm, but with an Xyz twist, and hence a limitation on the amount of times it can use its effect. I don't think it will see much play because I believe there are more efficient ways to destroy cards on the opponent's field, but I guess it can be interesting tech if you play a high-level dragon deck. Finally, we have the new Dragon of the End, Chaos Emperor Dragon. It remains as easy to summon as its predecessor, but its effect has been nerfed to only affect the field, and the cards on your field act as a limit on how many of your opponent's cards you can get rid of. It should work well with cards like Scapegoat that you can use to spam tokens on your field. Additionally, it's sent to the bottom of your deck when it leaves the field, so you can't spam it from the extra deck. Its Pendulum effect is quite interesting tech for dragon decks as well. So what do you guys think of these 5 retrains? They seem to have an underlying theme of supporting dragons and decks that make use of a banishing mechanic, but overall I don't think they are that powerful or amazing effect-wise. I think Konami is making them mainly as nostalgic fan service, especially because they will be relatively difficult to obtain, so it would be pretty unfair if they were really overpowered. Still, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I'm looking forward to trying to get my hands on these epic blasts from the past. And that'll be all. Do give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG videos and booster box openings on the day of release. Let me know what you think about these 5 cards in the comment section down below. And with that, hope to see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Video.
Let's access the spinning, swirling data storm, and with the wind our hearts are